Hi, I'm Angela. I'm the owner of Epic Initiator. I'm a certified life coach. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about what it is that I do and some of the most common questions that I get about coaching. I figured this might be useful. So let's see. Coaching. Why is coaching kind of a confusing thing? Like, what is coaching? Coaching is essentially a dynamic relationship between a coach and a client where the coach follows the client's agenda, whatever it is they want to work on that day, whether they just had a terrible fight with their lover, husband, or girlfriend, or wife, and they want to make sense out of the fight, or they're having an issue getting their resume together and submitting that, or they really have this crazy hair up their butt desire to play guitar and they don't know where that's coming from and they don't know if they have the money, resources, time, or talent to even try. So it's really investigating with the client what it is they want to talk about that day. But also what we do as coaches is create awareness. So we are trained to ask really powerful questions in order to identify the limiting beliefs and the blocks and what might be getting in the way of them actually exploring what it is they want to explore or feeling what they really need to feel. So it's cultivating awareness and a sense of possibility. And we also create goals, and we're accountability buddies, and we are cheerleaders and emotional validators, and we hold space for emotion, and we can also teach and mentor and consult, but really coaching is about making sure that the client is the one calling the shots and taking the actions. We're not ever pushing them to do anything they don't want to do, and that's really important, but also that we're there to create the little pushes and the awareness. So, think about it as like a good coach is really going to draw the skill and talent and gifts out of you, as well as supporting you so that you're playing your best game in life, that you're living the life of your dreams, that you're showing up every day how you want to show up, and that you're building the life that you want to create. And the question I get asked the most is so are you like a therapist? And the thing is, I study psychology and trauma and addiction, love addiction, codependence, all of these things extensively. I have for many, many years, but I made a choice not to go into therapy and get my degree for many reasons, one of which is I don't really like the one up, one down position. I really like to have a personal connection with my clients. I like to view myself as a peer, someone that's helping my clients along with their growth. And I'm also not the expert on my client's life, like they're the expert. So I believe in putting the power into my client's hands. And the goal of coaching is not to have a coach forever and for me to tell them how to live their lives. It's to help them discover who they really are. And maybe through what I know, create awarenesses for them to realize why they're stuck. And one of my favorite things to really get through to my clients is you make sense. Where you are makes sense, why you are makes sense, why you are stuck makes sense, and it's absolutely okay. And now that you are here and you understand that, everything is possible. So the goal of therapy is to take a person from a non-functional state to a functional state. So that would be something like addiction or a really toxic relationship, something where the person isn't really functioning well in life. They're needing a lot of help and emotional support and healing. And that can happen to any of us at any stage in life, whether we're dealing with grieving or just something that totally derails our train. It can be serious trauma, it can be an accident, it can be divorce. But I do recommend coaching simultaneously with therapy, especially through those tough times, because the way that we heal trauma is not in isolation. It's through taking actions and through challenging our current reality and our beliefs. So I have had a lot of clients that have done therapy for years, and it's really enabled them to have such an incredible sense of awareness for who they are and what their stuff is, and then they're really able to show up powerfully in their coaching sessions. And then I have clients who did a lot of therapy, they're good, they're really focusing more on coaching right now because they're in a really good place. And it's not to say they're not going to go back to therapy, but what coaching really does is taking someone who is functional and helping them to really thrive. So we're talking leveling up, living the life of their dreams, getting the relationship they really want, getting the job they really want, creating what they want in the world. I mean, that's what coaching is about. And yes, it is massively uncomfortable. Hiring a coach should feel a little scary because you're putting your butt on the line and you're putting money on the line. You're putting your time and energy and effort, and you're saying, yes, I'm gonna show up and challenge my bullshit. And a coach is here to help with that. And it is quite a commitment to say that you're really going to do that. And so coaching is a dynamic relationship where if you're staying the same, then you're doing it wrong. I mean, if you're staying the same, there's probably some more things that need to be addressed. But essentially, coaching is about fostering this accountability relationship and essentially getting results for the client. People want results. That's what it's about. It's about results. But it's also about somebody being on your side and understanding where you are and where you're coming from, and also being that voice of reason or that friend that kind of says, are you sure that, are you sure your boyfriend's an asshole? Are you sure your boss is out to get you? Is there another way to look at this? Like, let's look at this. Are you sure you're not meant to do this thing you really want to do? Let's look into all of these limiting beliefs and things you're telling yourself. Like, let's really investigate that. And coaching does involve teaching, mentoring, consulting, but again, it's to follow what the client wants, what they want to create. And I was watching Mastin Kipp. He had like a live masterclass the other day, and he said something that I really liked. The opposite of trauma is play. And my goal is getting my clients to such a good place in their life that they're able to really play, feel like life is playful and fun. And I know that when there's been a lot of trauma, there can be this perspective that life is struggle and there's not a lot of clarity about what's going on. And all of that makes perfect sense, and I can really go into that. But something I do with new clients is an energy leadership index assessment. So what this is a snapshot of your current reality, your current perspective on how you view the world. And through that, we can really dive deep and see what some of your default places you go emotionally when you're triggered, and also how you're showing up in the world when you're feeling really good. And then we investigate, well, how do we get you to climb that energetic scale of emotion so that you're really living in those higher energetic places, like feeling compassion and opportunity and teamwork and sensing your intuition and feeling that you're a part of something bigger, which I think is something we all really desire. Yeah, and I don't know if I discussed this before, but my niche is really purpose, power, and relationships, and how all of those things are intertwined, and what some of the base trauma is, for why, if you don't have a, what some of the base trauma is. So if you don't have that true love relationship, if you don't have the career or job that you desire, these things I do say are all painfully intertwined: self-love, purpose, and true love. And that is, I think, at the very basis of what I teach, is self-love and discovering who we are, and boundaries, and our values, and our self-worth. And what I want to talk about more in these videos, obviously humor is, I love humor. I used to do stand-up comedy and sketch comedy, and that's a huge part of who I am. So humor and healing, and you just never know what's going to come out of my mouth anyway, because I definitely have strong opinions about things, and I want to break down dating and navigating relationships and creative shame and emotional shame and religious shame and on and on and on. Shame, shame, shame. And also, I am a huge fan of systems, so I'm fascinated by the Enneagram and Vedic astrology and human design and scientific hand analysis, and I do offer those services as extras on my website, www.epicinitiator.com. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube, and also I write articles for Elephant Journal, so you can find some of my writing on there. I write about coaching and emotions and relationships, the same kind of stuff I talk about here. And I look forward to getting to know you and learning more about who you are, what you're struggling with, what you want to create in the world. Say hi, email me, DM me. You can get in touch with me through Facebook as well. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Elephant Journal. And I think I'm on Twitter, but I'm not really very active on there. Anyway, you can find me on social media. Say hello, reach out. I'd love to get to know you and connect. Have an awesome day.